Have you ever waited for someone to take you out only for you to do absolutely nothing? Yeah, me too. And it is not fun. It is not exciting. But now I no longer wait for anyone to decide that they want to do something with me for me to allow myself to do it, whether that be a trip, a date, an activity. I decided that I'm allowed to do things and I don't need to wait for anyone because I have myself. Now I take myself out on solo dates and it has changed the way that I view my life altogether. It's completely changed how I view myself, how I treat myself, and how I allow others to treat me. Hey, and welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, welcome. I am so glad that you're tuning in. My name is Angelica, and around here we talk about how to create a life that feels good and not just looks good. In this video, I'm going to share how I started taking myself out on solo dates and how now it is a part of my self-care routine, why they were a game changer for my confidence, and how they have changed how I set boundaries with other people in my life as well. I'll also be giving you a few ideas at the end of the video on how you can go about starting your own solo date journey, especially if you're new to the idea or just feel awkward. I've been there, I understand, and I'm here to help. And by the end of this video, I truly hope that I inspire you to make intentional time for yourself without waiting for someone else. If you've ever felt like you need and want more from your life, this video is for you. So to start off, I want to talk about why solo dates. For me, it really started when I realized that I was waiting on everyone else, for friends to be free, for my partner to plan something, and honestly, it left me feeling so miserable and so unfulfilled. And then one day I just came to the realization that maybe I should stop outsourcing my joy and allow myself to feel fulfilled without others. I was just so tired of not doing anything just because I didn't have anyone to do it with. And don't get me wrong, I've done things by myself in the past. However, doing things like going to a new and exciting restaurant by myself didn't seem realistic or enjoyable. Traveling to another state or another country felt like, why would I even do that? Where is the joy in going by myself? And when I started implementing solo dates into my life, it felt like I finally had control again of my happiness and of my joy, and I was no longer allowing external factors to determine how fulfilled and satisfied I was going to feel with my own life. Solo dates truly became a way for me to say to myself, I matter and what I want to do is important and it should be a priority for me. And it's okay that it's not a priority for someone else because it's my life and I am the one who controls it. And it's not just about the activity, it's about being intentional and choosing myself. Talking more about my experience and what solo dates look like. With anything, practice makes progress. And so I say that to say your first few dates are definitely going to feel uncomfortable, especially if it's something that you're not used to doing. It can be awkward to be the only person by yourself. However, I've found that the more I implement solo dates and doing things by myself, the more I truly am enjoying it more often. So with anything that you start, the beginning is always rough and sometimes you need to keep trying and trying before you get to a place where you can now see and feel the difference that what you're doing is making on you. And solo dates do not have to be anything fancy and they don't have to be anything simple. They're literally what you want to make of them. And I think that that's what's so special about solo dates is that it's literally up to you and what it is that you want and what do you feel like will fulfill you and what you need in that moment. It can be as simple as a walk through the park or having a fancy 5-star dinner. Depending on what I'm doing, I'll bring a book, I'll bring a journal, but most importantly, be intentional on spending time with yourself. No distractions, no judgment, but just truly spending that time with yourself and enjoying your own company. And especially when starting, the goal is to listen to yourself, listen to your body, and figure out what it is that you enjoy and you like when no one's around to influence you otherwise. It's very interesting interesting because you eventually come to a place where you realize that not only are you working on your joy, but you're also working on your confidence, also helping you figure out what it is that you deserve from relationships outside of yourself as well. Over time, solo dates really started to take a shift in many different aspects that I did not prepare for or was aware of. I started speaking to myself more kindly. I started listening to myself more and what it is that I wanted and why I wanted it. This has also helped me in my healing journey in the aspect that there are times where the younger version of myself comes out when I'm deciding what I want to do for my solo date. And it can be something that's so playful and so childish. And yet, when I decide to listen to her and I actually do the thing that I'm thinking of doing or that she's desiring to do, it's so healing and so exciting and so fulfilling when you finally just allow yourself to be without judgment or worrying if someone else wants to do it or not. You don't have to worry about any of that because you're by yourself and you're allowed to make those choices. The most unexpected change that happened to me was the fact that I started to not accept scraps and truly allowing myself to set boundaries and stop settling. Before in my life, I would accept any scrap that was given to me because I was just seeking love in any which way that I could get it. But when I started taking myself out on solo dates, I really started to love myself in a different way, which allowed me to determine how I wanted to be loved by others as well. Most importantly, I do want to provide you some tips and guidance, especially if this is something new or that you're just starting to think about, because I highly recommend it for any and everyone to spend intentional alone time. But that's easier said than done. So here are some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way to help guide you through this journey. Number one is going to be starting off small. As I mentioned earlier, it does not have to be anything super fancy. It is what you want it to be. And if you want it to be a simple walk in the park or a picnic in the park with a journal or going to grab a cup of coffee, when we're trying new things, it's most important that we make our goal realistic. Once we set a goal that's realistic, we achieve that goal, we then increase the intensity just a tad bit. And that's what allows us to truly reach the things that we desire. Because more often than not, the things that we desire and have not achieved yet, there's a lot of fear surrounded around that. So what we do is make it a little bit easier on ourselves so that there's a little less fear and we can make small steps towards the desire that we have. Number two is going to be putting your phone away. I understand in this day and age, that is something that is very hard to do. And that's coming from personal experience. I understand sometimes I struggle with that myself. Part of doing these solo dates is to learn to be with yourself. Learn to sit in that silence. Learn to sit in that discomfort. Because once you make it through that discomfort is where you'll start to see the comfort. Truly be present with yourself so that you can reflect on what it is that you're feeling, what it is that you're avoiding. Because when we're out and we're alone and we're in that grocery line or we are waiting for someone or whatever it is that you're just in a waiting period, more often than not, you're pulling out your phone. And why is that? You're avoiding something, right? You're avoiding the discomfort of the silence. You're avoiding the discomfort of the thoughts that may come up to you. You're avoiding the discomfort of how awkward you'll look by just standing there. I'm here to tell you that you will not look awkward and you are doing a disservice to yourself if you don't allow yourself to just be. And number three is going to be do something that you've always wanted to do but haven't done yet. And for whatever reason that may be, you haven't had anyone to go with or you're just scared, let that be your goal that you work towards. Even if it feels a little awkward at first, that is completely normal and honestly expected. You will be so surprised when you realize how much joy is on the other end of not waiting for someone else. Share with me in the comment section below where you decide to go on your solo date, if you've gone on a solo date before, or what's holding you back from that solo date. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your story. Please go ahead and like this video, subscribe, and turn on your alerts notifications so that you can be notified when I release my next video. I release videos every Wednesday. Please take what you need from this and leave the rest. And if this has helped you in any way, I encourage you to share it with someone else too. Keep showing up, keep it realistic, and most importantly, keep it you. See you next time.